Hey guys, welcome back. This is Zach, the Perfect Sage from Miami Misplays, and we're here with the next tips and tutorial video. This is where we're going to begin on teaching you how to play the game now. We're going to get to actual gameplay. Today we're just going to be talking about, because I like to make these videos short, I don't want to give you too much at once. You can write down notes and, we can take our time without having to feel too impacted all at once. Now, we're going to go over first and second turn, going first and going second. So let's bring our hero or our character card to the middle. Now this is Kirishima. He's got a 5 hand count and 29 HP. Really for the turn, we're going to focus on that 5 hand count. So that means we start off with 5 cards in our hand. Now, if you go first, your character begins committed, and it stays committed until the beginning of your turn. The phase for the beginning of turn is first, restand. Once you ready all your committed cards, you enter review phase. Review phase is where you're going to take cards from your hand, well, a card in your hand, discard it. This happens before we enter draw phase. Now, most games you figure draw is just draw the top card of your deck. In draw phase in this game, you draw up to your card hand count, which is 5. If you have more than 5 cards in hand or more than your stated hand count on your character card, you don't draw anything. Anything under, you draw up to the character card number. So, I had drawn 6 cards. So, when I discard one, I still don't get one. And that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much it for the beginning of the turn. Now, if you go second, you get to start with your character standing, and you get to enter the review phase to discard and draw a card, even if it's your first turn. But if you're going first and you're the very first turn of the game, your character begins committed and you do skip that review phase. Now, this game has a mulligan. What that means is that, or a selective mulligan, I should say. You get to pick cards in your hand, put them to the bottom of your deck, and then draw up to your character's card. You only get to do this once, and only at the very beginning of the game do you get to do this with your hand. Now, if you noticed, I discarded 2 cards from my hand, and I put them to the bottom, and I drew 2 new cards. If you notice, the 2 cards that I put to the bottom were attacks. As a tip, your first turn, you're going to want to play as many foundations as possible from your hand. So you're going to want to get rid of most of, if not all, your attacks, and go ahead and build those foundations for that first turn. After the fact, once you build your foundations, then you'll start wanting to focus into attacks and such. So let's go ahead. We'll play out what the first turn, if you were going first, would be as. And we'll end it after you end your turn. And then we'll say if you're going second. So going first, my character begins committed. I draw my 5 cards. I have 5 cards in hand. I have 2 attacks. Let's not worry about the action card because we're not going to get into details of if you want it or not at the beginning, but most likely you don't. I will take these both attacks, put them to the bottom of my deck. I will then draw 2 more cards to replace them, and then I will shuffle my deck. Now, because I'm going first, I do not enter a review step, which is to discard a card from my hand and then draw to my hand count. I just go directly into what is called the combat phase and when you play cards. And that would be it. That is how the beginning of your turn will be. We'll go into playing cards in another video. Now, if you're going second, similar principle, but your character begins standing, which is useful. So tip, when your character, now because my character is standing and I'm going first, not only can I play an attack most likely first turn with a little less concern, so I can build more if I want to and tap my character, and depending on your character's enhancements, you may be able to just not worry about tapping them on your very first turn if you're not attacking with them. So, going second, I open these, I do my mulligan, trying to get as many foundations as possible, shuffle the deck, and now I enter review phase. Well, of course, this time I have foundations, but I can now, if by choice, because I'm going second and my character is standing, I get my review phase to discard a card from my hand, now draw to my hand count, which is 5. Go to 5. Of course, it's replaced with an attack. And that is it. That is how your beginning turn will be. That is called the ready, review, and then draw phases. All that happens, and then we enter combat phase, which is where all the fun stuff is going to happen, and we'll get into that in our next video with how to play cards. And then after how to play cards, we're going to get into attacks and blocks in one video, and that'll probably be the longest video. Thank you guys. This is Zach from the Perfect Sage from Miami Misplays. You guys have a good one.